If you're fat, you're over 30% body fat, and you need to lose some weight, and you've tried 1,000 different things and none of them seem to work, this video is gonna be for you. You're probably wondering what you should be focusing on, and I got you. The principles that I'm about to share right now have helped Charles lose 60 pounds at the age of 52. They also helped guys like Joe lose 65 pounds in 6 months, and guys like Nathan lose 45 pounds in 5 months. So this works if you apply it correctly. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go over 3 main principles to help you cut through the noise and tell you exactly what you need to focus on if you want to shred body fat in 2024. I understand how complicated fitness can be because there's so much misinformation out there. So what I wanna do is give you 3 things that you need to focus on right now. Number 1 is simplicity scales and complexity fails. And here's what this means. The more complicated your plan is, the more likely it is that you're gonna fail following that plan. This is exactly why 90 to 95% of fad diets end up failing long term. You have to ask yourself, is your plan actually realistic and matching your lifestyle? Because if you have to fit your life around fitness and not fitness around your life, then the odds of you sticking to your plan long term are not gonna last. You have to ask yourself, can you follow this plan, this routine that you're on right now for the next 5 years? And if you can't, then it's not even worth starting in the first place. Working with high-level entrepreneurs and busy professionals, the number 1 thing that you need to focus on is treating your body like a business. And your top businesses that you look up to, here's what they do. They know their numbers. Apple, Microsoft, Google, guess what? They know their numbers to a T, and these numbers are called KPIs, key performance indicators. If you're not tracking your numbers, you don't know the data that goes into your body, then it's gonna be virtually impossible for you to stay consistent and get results on a regular basis. I talk to overweight dudes every single day, and most of them have 0 clue how much they weigh. They have a general idea, but they're not stepping on the scale regularly. Why? Because they don't like weighing themselves. They just would rather not face the truth. So weighing yourself daily can be one of the greatest tools that you're not using right now that will get you from 30% body fat all the way down to 15% body fat. Why? Because focus goes where energy flows. So when you step on the scale every day, you're gonna have intentionality behind what you're doing on a daily basis because you know tomorrow you gotta step on the scale again. So some of the basic KPIs or numbers you should be tracking for your body are how much you weigh that every single day, how much you're lifting, how many calories you need to eat, your macros, which are your protein, carbs, and fats, your daily steps, and your water intake. If you just started tracking those things, I promise you, you will lose weight. If we don't know the numbers, then we're simply just guessing. So my main job as a coach is really analyzing numbers and making sure those numbers continue to improve. And so I make sure that those numbers are moving in the right direction on a regular basis. Set yourself up so you're losing 0.5 to 1% of your overall body weight per week, and make sure you're getting the right amount of protein into your diet per day. So the protein that I recommend you consuming is gonna be anywhere from 0.8 to 1 gram per pound of body weight. So if you're getting your protein, then it's gonna help you stay full longer. The next thing is you wanna make sure that 90% of your food comes from nutrient-dense sources, and this gives you 10% fun foods so you can stay consistent on your diet, because remember, consistency is everything. Number 2, the different types of exercises. The 2 different types of exercises you need to focus on is weightlifting and cardio. So the easiest and most sustainable way to do cardio that most people are overlooking simply by increasing your daily movement, increasing your low intensity cardio, AKA walking. So you wanna split your day up in 4 sections. You got your morning, you got lunchtime, afternoon, and night. So most people will tell you, oh, you need to start walking 10,000 steps a day, which is 100% true. But the reality is, for a lot of you, you're walking 3,000 to 4,000 steps per day right now. So if the average American is walking 3,000 to 4,000 steps per day, and I sit here and I tell you need to start walking 10,000 steps a day, that's more than double the steps you're currently doing. So what I recommend doing, instead of going from 3,000 steps a day all the way up to 10,000 steps per day, start small because consistency is everything, and work your way up by 1,000 steps every single week. So if you're currently walking 3,000 steps per day, next week do 4,000 steps per day. Do that for 7 days straight, then bump it up to 5,000. This way you can stack those small wins and build the routine and lifestyle of moving more. The next form of exercise you cannot overlook is weightlifting. So you need to lift weights, heavy weights, 3 to 5 times per week, and focus on training each muscle group 10 to 20 sets per week. So the biggest mistake men make when they go to the gym is this. If you go into the gym without a plan, guess what's gonna happen? You're going to do random exercises, and random exercises will lead to random results. Before you step into the gym, you need to know exactly what exercises, what reps, and what sets you're doing before you even step foot in there. The next thing is your intensity. If you go into the gym and you look around, you'll see that 90 to 95% of the people in your gym are training with mediocre intensity. If you bring mediocre intensity into the gym, you're gonna get mediocre results. And so make sure your intensity level is high. You're training solid 1 to 2 reps to failure with reps in reserve. Make sure you're training with an RPE, a rate of perceived exertion, of 7 to 8 at least, and make sure you're hitting all of your working sets with a solid 1 to 2 reps left in the tank, which is also called reps in reserve. So now that I have a plan, now that I'm training with intensity, I need to focus on progressive overload, which just means you're getting stronger on a regular basis. Remember, our goal is fat loss, not weight loss. And there's a big difference. Most people are so focused on weight loss, all they do is slash their calories and starve themselves, and they do hours and hours of cardio, and then their metabolism stalls, and they end up hitting a plateau, and they wonder why they're not losing weight. They're not losing weight because they're not building muscle. Your best ROI, return on investment, when you go into the gym is lifting heavy weights. I don't care if you have 30, 40, or 50 pounds to lose. You need to be lifting heavy weights, because as you lift heavy weights, what's gonna happen is you're gonna build lean muscle, and the lean muscle you build is gonna boost your metabolism. You also have the benefit of burning more calories when you're outside of the gym. And so don't just focus on the calorie burn when you're in the gym, focus on the long-term effects of building muscle. So lift weights and lift them heavy. So here's exactly how to set up your workouts depending on how many days per week you can work out. So let's say you're working out 3 days per week, and you can either do a push-pull leg split or a full body split. Push-pull leg split is 3 days a week. With a push-pull leg split, your day 1 is going to be hitting your chest, shoulders, and triceps. Your day 2 will hit your back, traps, and biceps. And then your day 3 will be a leg workout. And so you just want to make sure you're getting an adequate amount of volume per muscle group. The next option you can do if you're working out 3 days per week is a full body split. This is going to be a split where you're hitting each muscle group all 3 days of the week, but you're doing it with a little less volume. The benefits of this is every muscle gets trained with a good amount of frequency, you're hitting the compound lifts, and you can keep your intensity high. Both of these work if you're training 3 days per week. Next is if you have 4 days of training per week. So a couple of options for a 4-day training split. Number 1 is going to be an upper lower split, meaning you're going to alternate for the 4 days. Day 1 is upper body, day 2 is lower body, day 3 is upper body, and day 4 is going to be lower body. The next option is you could run a push-pull leg split. And so there's a lot of ways you can use a push-pull leg split when you're doing 4 days per week, but this is also a really good option as well. Next, if you're working out 5 days per week, which I believe is most optimal for most people, is you could do a push-pull leg split again. You can run an Arnold split, or you could even do a bro split and make sure you're getting an adequate amount of sets and reps in per muscle group. The third principle you need to focus on if you want to go from 30% body fat down to 15% body fat is your mindset. Losing weight is more of a mental battle than it is physical. I promise you. The goal isn't to get fit. The goal is to become a fit person. If all you do is focus on the specific outcome, I need to lose weight, I need to lose weight, the scale's not moving, blah, 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 I guarantee you're gonna lose motivation. But if every single day your focus isn't the weight you're losing, but the person you're becoming, you're going to be able to stay consistent for a longer period of time. So the question you need to ask yourself is, what would a fit person do? What are the characteristic traits of a fit person? If you embody those characteristic traits, eating healthy, moving your body, tracking your numbers, doing the things on a daily basis, no matter how you feel, you will get to your goal in a matter of time. Most people are so focused on the outcome of losing weight, losing body fat, getting abs, they get so unmotivated and they end up quitting before they even get there. So stop putting so much pressure on yourself to lose weight. This will be a long journey, straight up, it will be. There will be days where you literally step on the scale and your weight stays the same as it was last week. There will even be days where you step on the scale and you gained a pound or two and you're like, I don't even know what's going on. But what matters is you keep moving forward regardless of what the scale says. In order to do this, you have to give up your all or nothing approach. Understand this, a 30-minute workout is better than a 0-minute workout. Understand that 10 minutes on the treadmill is better than 0 minutes on the treadmill. So even on the days where you don't feel like doing anything, you still have to show up and do it anyways, because you have to surrender your all or nothing approach. You will need to embody the characteristics of delayed gratification. What this means is you work out and you eat not for your current self, but for your future self. You're setting yourself up for the future. You're depositing goodwill for the future version of yourself you're trying to become. Everyone's telling you that you need to be disciplined, but what does discipline even mean? Discipline is this. Discipline is choosing to do what you want most over what you want right now. So what you want right now is you want to sleep in. What you want right now is you want to have a cookie. You want to skip your workout. You want to watch TV. But what you want most is you want to become that fit person you've always dreamed of becoming. The journey will get easier over time. I promise. You don't work out, you don't eat clean just because you feel like it. You have to be willing to do the hard work on the days you don't feel like doing it. Your body can either be your greatest asset or your biggest liability, and you have the opportunity to decide what it's going to be. And so you literally get one body for your entire life. Make sure you're cherishing it and setting yourself up for the future. Losing body fat and building a physique that you absolutely love does not have to be complicated. The key here is making sure you have a plan that you can actually follow and a plan that actually works over time. So I hope you got some value from this video. If you did, please let me know. If you need help setting up a custom plan for your body and your goals and your specific needs, then all I want you to do is fill out the link in the description description below, and I will personally reach out to you to see how I can best help. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next one.